TV Syracuse, the local station. You're watching the Morning News.
A very good morning to you and welcome in. It is 5 o'clock. You got Rachel and Kate with you today. Ryan has the morning off. And yeah, storm team alert. Snow's coming down.
More snow. If you woke up yesterday thinking, where's the snow? I don't think you're thinking that this morning when you wake up. Everyone is waking up to at least a few inches of snowfall for most of central New York. Got to give yourself the extra time heading out the door. Kind of the worst of everything is happening right now. Eventually getting a little bit better. Our warnings and advisories remain in effect until 1 p.m. this afternoon. A lot of this is going to be wrapped up by noontime today, but we have some pretty steady snow coming down. That lake effect, you get those bursts of steadier snow from Oswego across 104 to Hastings down into Central Square, which is one of the schools that already has a 2-hour delay. I do anticipate more of those trickling in here within the next 15-20 minutes. That band extending across our northern suburbs and a spray of that still south of Syracuse. We'll tack on an additional 1 to 3 inches of snowfall on top of what is already fallen overnight. We'll catch a little lull midday today before a warm front brings a little bit more snow our way later tonight. I'll have more on that in your timecast coming up.
Okay, thank you, Kate. You'll want to be careful on the roads this morning. Our photographer, Anthony Vecchio, on 31 heading west here. Kate coming in from the northern suburbs. I was also sliding on my way into work from Jamesville, DeWitt area. You might want to give yourself a couple extra minutes getting out the door. As you can see right there, the snow is coming down, though it does look like some of that road had been recently plowed there. Also, the perfect time, if you haven't done it already, go and download the Storm Team 9 app. All you have to do, scan that QR code on the screen to download it, or look for it in the App Store or on Google Play. A groundbreaking...
This is a Storm Team Alert, certified as Central New York's most accurate.
And a very good Friday morning to you. This is what it looks like along Route 31. This is driving eastbound. Our photographer, Anthony Vecchio, is out and about for us. We're kind of going over near where Micron is going to be breaking ground later on today. Coming up on... there. Oh, yeah, I know exactly where he is. He had just passed Codnoy Road. And just coming up on Stearns Road in a little bit, right along Route 31 there, up in the town of Clay, entering town of Cicero, right at that border there. So here's what it looks like right now on the radar. And that's where some of our steadiest snow is setting up, is in the northern suburbs, extending over towards Baldwinsville. A lot of you are waking up to several inches of fresh snowfall this morning. You've got to give yourself the extra time to get that snow off your car. Maybe you're going to do a pass-through with your snow blowers this morning before you head out the door. But then also, the roads are very slick. It's very cold where salt is not going to work that well on the roads. So the plows are doing their best to keep up. Our main snow is happening from 104 and points south, Oswego to Palermo, Hastings, Central Square, one of the schools that is under a 2-hour delay so far. I expect a lot more to be trickling in here in the next few minutes. Baldwinsville extending right along. See, right along. There's 31 right there, but this is slicing right across 41 down towards the Carrier Circle Thruway interchange and down where our studios is here in East Syracuse, and even some steadier snow between Cortland, Dryden, extending over towards Ithaca and down into the southern tier. Strong winds, very cold air, that is keeping this lake effect going throughout the morning. Later today catches a little break. Wind shift out ahead of our warm front here, and that will bring a little bit more snow later on tonight. So I adjusted this map just a little bit to account for how far south our snow is extending this morning, but an additional 1 to 3 on top of the about 2 to 5 that a lot of you had already picked up overnight. So it'll bring a lot of you grand total in that 4 to 8 inch range by the end of the morning hours. We are cold. We are in the teens and single digits, but it feels like single digits and even sub-zero for some of you this morning. So bundle up heading out the door. The wind settling down a little bit, so not much of a wind chill happening midday, but it's still cold with these temperatures staying in the mid-20s for today. Our lake effect continues throughout the morning, eventually easing, though, right around lunchtime today. Our snow becomes a little bit lighter and eventually ending because our wind, well, you can't have lake effect if you don't have the wind blowing over the lake, and so it shifts more to the southeast. But again, that's ahead of the warm front, so that'll bring its own round of snow at us tonight and into tomorrow. Over the weekend, we have temperatures in the 30s tomorrow. Mid-30s might be our last chance getting above freezing for a while, maybe even through the end of the month at this point. I wish I were kidding, but I'm not. We have some steadier snow, quick little bursts Saturday night, and we're left with a colder day on Sunday with some lake effect mostly up near Watertown and temperatures in the 20s during the day on Sunday. So through tomorrow morning, just a quick coating to an inch or two overnight through Saturday morning. The Tug Hill area and the hills south of Syracuse will see an additional snowfall Saturday into Sunday. And then we'll kind of do this all over again next week. We're keeping it cold. We have 20s Sunday, Monday, teens on Tuesday with some pretty heavy lake effect possible north of Syracuse Tuesday. Still chilly in the 20s with more snow showers Wednesday, Thursday.
Right now it is 5.
This is a Storm Team Alert, certified as Central New York's most accurate.
All right, another check at our radar as we continue our lake effect snow from Oswego to over near Mexico down into Syracuse, and even in Cortland we've been in and out of bursts of snow. So please be careful. We have this steady bursts of snow in our northern suburbs from Baldwinsville over towards Clay, and so that's where we are going to find some of our higher snow totals this morning. This is new snow on top of what has already fallen. That will bring the total to for a lot of you about 4 to 8 inches of snow, but an additional 1 to 3 on top of the about like 2 to 5 that you've already seen. So getting you out the door this morning, sunrise at 7:33. Have all the snow gear with you with the snow brush. Give yourself the extra time. We'll catch a little break in our snow midday today, maybe even a few hints of some blue sky, but we are also keeping it cold. Temperatures in the 20s today, feels like temperatures in the teens, and that's going to be the theme. Tomorrow's highs in the mid-30s, but that may be the last time we get above freezing for quite some time. Temperatures are going to keep getting colder as we have rounds of Arctic air coming at us starting on Sunday. Very cold on Tuesday. You can see all the purples over us, highs in the teens, and we're going to keep that Arctic air very close to us pretty much all the way through the end of the month. So get ready for more winter.
Here in Canastota, Central Square, ESM, and Oswego City, and
North Syracuse.
You predicted this. Slick roads out there, Kate.
Absolutely. I woke up this morning, opened my door, and I was like, all right, it's going to be one of those mornings. Let's get at it. So definitely want to give yourself extra time. It took me double time to get in, coming from the northern suburbs. Here's what it looks like right now, I believe. This is Route 11 in Cicero. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, chicken rows we like to call it, because you got all the chicken places you can think of. So yeah, it is very slick. You can see those roads, they are snow covered, and you got to watch out for iciness underneath that as well. Because remember, this time yesterday it was raining up there, and then our temperatures dropped very quickly. We were in and out of the bursts of snow that really made things sloppy and just a mess yesterday. And we are still dealing with some steady snow this morning. A lot of you are waking up to several inches of snow. You're going to have to clear off the cars, get off your driveways, maybe do a couple of passes with the snow blower. You can see that steady band extending from 370 just south of Route 31 through Cicero, North Syracuse, on over to Bridgeport, northern Madison County. Don't want to forget about Cortland, though. You've been in and out of some bursts of snow as well between Cortland and Groton. A little bit of a rough go there, especially in the higher elevation. So a lot of you are going to be digging out of about 4 to 8 inches of snowfall by the time this is all wrapped up here around lunchtime today. We'll catch a little breather this afternoon before we get a little bit more snow this evening. But what about the weekend? I'll have your full-time cast coming up in a few minutes.
3 vehicles involved. Southbound and northbound lanes are both shut down at this time.
A sudden burst of snow turning Interstate 81 into a junkyard of mangled metal from cars, pickups, and big rigs after 36 vehicles are caught in this chain reaction crash in Lafayette. If you need to take 81 in either direction between Lafayette and Tully, everything should be all clear for you this morning, but it was a much different story yesterday when the highway was shut down for hours because of a large pileup involving 37 vehicles. The crash happening a little before 2:30 in the afternoon around the way station on the southbound side of the highway. 7 people were taken to hospitals around the region. We are told 2 people have serious injuries but are expected to recover. The cause of the crash is said to be weather related. You'll want to be careful on the roads this morning. It was a slippery ride in for Kate coming from the northern suburbs. I was also sliding on my way into work from the Jamesville-DeWitt area. Our photographer, Anthony Vecchio, out there on the roads. I think he was just on Route 11 not too far ago. Take it slow and give yourself a couple extra minutes as you're getting out the door this morning. Turning to today's top.
This is a Storm Team Alert, certified as Central New York's most accurate.
And a very good Friday morning to you. This is what it looks like as we are merging onto 81 South in Cicero. Kind of approaching Drivers Village. That'll be on the right-hand side there. Our photographer Anthony Vecchio braving the very slick and snowy roads for you this morning. The salt is not going to be very effective because of how cold it is outside. We are in the teens and single digits, and that snow has really been coming down overnight, especially in our northern suburbs from Oswego to Pulaski. Tuck Hill's been seeing some of this snow, but it has been very persistent from Oswego, Mexico, Palermo, down into the Central Square area. Steadier bursts of snow over in Baldwinsville, extending across Clay into Cicero, Bridgeport. We got a decent amount of snowfall in our parking lot here in East Syracuse. And down in Cortland, they've been dealing with some pretty heavy bursts of snow as well, in particular between Cortland and Dryden. So any of these secondary roads here traveling, you really want to be careful because a lot of them are going to have that hard snowpack, maybe even some iciness underneath. So please, please be careful. This snow continues this morning before we catch a little bit of a break. And then we'll have a little bit more snow tonight thanks to this warm front right here. So kind of a lot happening here in the next couple of days. By the time this is wrapped up, a lot of you are going to be shoveling and snow blowing at least 4 to 8 inches of new snow. That's happened overnight and this morning, with lesser amounts outside of that, probably about 3, 4, 5 inches of snow down in the Cortland area. And it's cold too, so bundle up as you're out and about for today. We're in the teens, but feels like temperatures because we still have that wind. It feels like 0, close to it, even below 0 for some of you. Now, the wind does ease and shift direction, so that's what's helping bring an end to this lake effect because we go from the west to the southeast and not nearly as gusty, but we're still going to feel cold like the teens for today. As far as the weekend goes, mid-30s for tomorrow. Few snow showers around, a little bit of snow, but it's colder on Sunday. Temperatures are dropping back to the 20s. So you can see in our timecast, our lake effect snow. This in-house model is not really picking up on snow in Onondaga and Madison County, but I promise you it's still going to be there. Our experience tells us as long as that wind's blowing over the lake effect is going to keep going. But once this kind of lifts up north, notice our wind beginning to shift, getting a little bit lighter. There's really not much happening midday today. That's why we have mostly delays instead of closures with the schools. We got a little bit more snow moving in tonight, though. We'll pick up about a coating to maybe an inch or so. We wake up tomorrow morning, a little bit of snow around, so just keep that in mind. We are below freezing, so roads might be a little slippery if you have early morning plans tomorrow. During the day, we're in the mid-30s, so the road should be in fairly decent shape at that point. Quick burst of snow with our next clipper moving on through tomorrow night. We'll pick up a little bit more snow then, but that's also going to bring us some very cold temperatures for Sunday. So you wake up tomorrow morning, just a coating to an inch or two, and then higher elevations will tack on a few more inches by tomorrow night. And it's cold, it's windy on Sunday, a little bit of snow. Same deal on Monday with highs in the 20s. Very cold with some lake effect up north happening on Tuesday. 20s and still snow showers in the forecast mid next week.
In today's Tech Bites, Verizon
connection upwind, but it extends all the way out past Albany, so that is a couple of 100 miles. All right, and it is really coming down in the northern suburbs, so that's where we'll see an additional about 1 to 3 inches of snow. You may be thinking, 1 to 3, I already have that. Well, this is new snow on top of what has already fallen overnight. So give yourself plenty of time. Maybe even plan doubling your commute time that normally usually takes you 15. Plan on at least 30 this morning. Take it easy. It is slippery. It's a lot better this afternoon, but because of how cold it is, there's still going to be a lot of hard snowpack around. Scattered snow showers tomorrow in the mid-30s. Colder on Sunday with a little bit of snow. And it is going to be cold to close out the month of January. We may not even get above freezing really for the rest of the month. south.
Yeah, and just echoing what you said, it was tough out there this morning.
It was slippery, to say the least.
Take some care. Today is composer Lin-Manuel Miranda's birthday. He is known, of course, for writing some hit Broadway musicals like Hamilton and In the Heights. So for our question of the day, we are asking, what was his first ever musical about?
IRTV Syracuse, the local station. You're watching the Morning News.
Good morning. It is 6 o'clock. Rachel and Kate here with you on this Friday, January 16th. Make sure you're keeping an eye on the bottom of your screen. About 24 school districts are already on 2-hour delays this morning. That includes Canastota, Central Square, ESM, FM, JD, North Syracuse, Oswego City, among others. And yeah, you were predicting this. These slick roads are no joke out there.
It was pretty tricky this morning.
Yeah.
You know, I can usually judge how long it takes me to get in. It took me double the amount of time to get in this morning. I mean, this was obviously 3 hours ago where the roads had not been touched yet.
Yeah.
So crews are out there now. They're playing catch up because this snow is coming down hard. Our alerts still in effect until 1 o'clock this afternoon. Winter storm warnings and advisories. So we're not done with this snow. The heaviest and steadiest, I mean, we're really in the thick of it right now. Things won't really start to improve until later this morning. And so let's take a little bit of a cruise here. Starting up north from Oswego to Fulton, 41 between there. Some steady snow extending over towards Palermo, Hastings. Down 81 we go. You have from Baldwinsville extending across our northern suburbs. Even here in our studios in East Syracuse, we're under a few inches of snowfall. Cortland's been dealing with some steady snow as well in between Cortland and Groton, so please be careful on those roads. A lot of you are going to have to dig out about 4 to 8 inches of snowfall. That's happened overnight and this morning. We'll catch a little bit of a break midday because the winds, well, they become lighter, but they also shift around ahead of a warm front that gets through here this evening that gives us a little bit more snow for the weekend.
Yeah, Kate said it there, but you'll want to be careful on the roads this morning. Our photographer, Anthony Vecchio, out there now. He's heading towards Fayetteville, just past that Wegmans in DeWitt there. Kate coming from the northern suburbs. I'm sliding on my way into work from Janesville, DeWitt area, too. So, again, just take it slow out there and give yourself a couple extra minutes as you head out the door. Hey, if you haven't already, now is the time to download the Storm Team app so you're always weather aware. You can scan that QR code on your screen right now to download it, or you can find it in the App Store or Google Play. A groundbreaking, more than some of our other headlines now. If you need to take 81 in either direction between Lafayette and Tully, everything should be clear for your morning commute, but it was a much different story yesterday when the highway was shut down for hours because of a large pileup involving 37 vehicles. This is what it looked like shortly after the crash, a burst of blinding snow causing visibility to drop to near zero. News Channel 9's Allie Elkins has more from the scene.
This morning, I-81 is back open after there was a 37-car pileup yesterday afternoon. 7 people were taken to the hospital, 2 of them with serious injuries, but they are expected to recover. A mess of mangled vehicles shutting down part of I-81 yesterday afternoon, backing up traffic down the road. A massive job for emergency crews pulling people out to see if they're okay. After slamming into the car in front of him, James Perello watched the pileup happen around him. He had nowhere to go.
All of a sudden, there they were in the whiteout, and I just went up on the embankment near the guardrail and ended up wedged up against the car. As I was sitting there, I could feel in the back of me just multiple vehicles that pushed the cars behind me into me.
After the accident, 30 of the victims who didn't go to the hospital were bused to Fayetteville Fire Department, where they were able to get warm and get some food. After that, emergency crews spent hours clearing the scene yesterday. In Lafayette, Allie Elkins, News Channel 9.
7 people were taken to hospitals across the region. We are told 2 people have serious injuries, but they are expected to recover.
Late Friday or early Saturday.
After thousands of people across Madison and Onondaga counties have been conserving water for about a month, Aqua's director says that relief is in sight. Crews are about 2/3 of the way done with repairs after a massive water main break in Cicero. If everything stays on schedule, work is expected to finish late today or early tomorrow. Then they'll have to test the water. If it is safe, that mandatory conservation order will likely be lifted on Monday. Some Verizon customers were left in the dark earlier.
This is a Storm Team Alert, certified as Central New York's most accurate.
And a very good morning to you. Our photographer Anthony Vecchio is out checking out the roads. This is over near Burdick Ave, over near Erie Village. Kind of in between Fayetteville and over at East Syracuse, Manoa region. So you can see the roads, they are very much slick and snow covered. This is one of those secondary roads that's, traveled on frequently, but even a lot of the main roads and highways are going to have some hard snowpack on them, not seeing a whole lot of pavement. The salt not going to work very well with how cold temperatures are at the moment. We have snow up in the Tug Hill, but most of our snow is happening in Oswego County, even down towards Baldwinsville. Baldwinsville Central School District, one of the few that is closed. A lot of others are 2-hour delayed because a lot of our heaviest snow has been happening in northern Cayuga County and right in the Baldwinsville School District area. This is extending across into Clay, Cicero. We've been dealing with some snow here in our studios in East Syracuse. We've got a good amount outside in our parking lots. And even down in the Cortland areas, Moravia, it's been coming down pretty good. I would not be surprised if we see some in here as well. It's just under the radar that it's able to pick up between Montague and Binghamton. But the big picture here, we had that cold front, that system that came through yesterday. The lake effect's going to continue this morning, eventually easing by midday because the wind is going to lighten up, but then it's also going to shift around. So by the time this is all wrapped up, we'll see an average about 4 to 8 inches of snowfall. I imagine Baldwinsville is already close to the high end of that range, just waiting for reports to come in from more weather watchers and whatnot. Temperatures in the teens right now. It is a very cold start to our day. Wind chills near or even below zero as you are up and at 'em this morning. Now the wind you can see here, very gusty this morning from the west, so that keeps the lake effect going. Then the wind begins to shift more to the southeast. Can't get lake effect from the southeast. There's no lakes to our south and east, and so we're not going to see as much with that happening, but that's because we have a warm front moving through. That'll give us a little bit of snow tonight into tomorrow. There's a burst of snow coming through here Saturday evening, and then it'll give us a colder day for your Sunday. So the timecast is showing this lake effect still staying alive through the morning hours. Once we get closer to noon, then things will kind of settle down a little bit. Then the second half of our day is a lot quieter. It's just still very cold out. There's the snow that we were just talking about with that warm front moving through tonight through tomorrow morning. You wake up tomorrow morning, there's going to be a little bit of snow around, not a lot, but enough to make things a little slippery. Temperatures above freezing tomorrow. Might be the last time for the month of January, to be honest with you. We got some very cold temperatures arriving. We got that burst moving through tomorrow night, and then Sunday our temperatures are going down. We are only in the 20s. We're dealing with the snow, and this is what our pattern's going to be looking like for the next about week or two. You wake up tomorrow morning, really not much snow around, but during the day, higher elevations will tack on a few more inches. And a little bit of snow on Sunday, not much. We'll have some scattered snow showers Monday for the holiday. Tuesday, we'll have to watch out for some heavy lake effect forming north of Syracuse with very cold temperatures in the teens, and we're going to keep it below freezing in the 20s Wednesday and Thursday next week.
Okay, let's head to our question of the day. Today is composer Lin-Manuel Miranda's birthday. Of course, he's hit Broadway musical. The rapping one could work, but I feel like that'd be too obvious.
That's too obvious.
So maybe I'm going for the pig one. That just feels so strange.
I was leaning towards the pig too, between that and the vampire.
Because like, how would our producer come up with that otherwise? All right, well, what do you say? You have until 6:45 to answer. Let's first, though, say good morning to our champions. We have just one. Take it away, Kate.
We got a happy birthday to Brinley. This is love from Mommy and your little brother Lincoln. Have a great day, Brinley.
Happy birthday. If you'd like to be on our Champions billboard, scan that QR code to submit. champions@localsyr.com. Good morning.
In this morning's GMA First.
This is a Storm Team Alert, certified as Central New York's most accurate.
Those roads are very white out there with lots of snow that's been coming down all night long, and how it is out there. So it's not very effective when you have temperatures in the teens. So please be careful. A lot of you at least plan on at least doubling your morning commute time, whether it's to clear the snow off the car or even navigating the roads. You're not going the speed limit. A lot of you are going to be going much less than that. So give yourself the time. Teens this morning, 20s this afternoon, a lot quieter later today as well.
At 6:20, we start your news on the go in western New York, where a flight had a tense moment on the ground. American Airlines says one of its planes partially left the paved surface of a taxiway Thursday night at Frederick Douglass, Greater Rochester International Airport. The plane was carrying 90 passengers and was preparing to depart for Charlotte. Officials say no one was injured. The incident does not appear to be weather-related. After nights of violent clashes between protesters and federal immigration agents in Minnesota, President Trump is threatening to invoke the Insurrection Act for the first time in more than 30 years. That would allow him to deploy U.S. troops domestically. It was last used by President Bush in 1992 during the L.A. riots. The cost of streaming TV is getting more expensive. More music streamer, Spotify, raising prices for a third.
Is a Storm Team Alert, certified as Central New York's most accurate.
All right, another check-in on the roads. We are on 481 northbound this time. And what exit was that? Oh, I just missed it. Was that the Bridgeport one? Yeah, Bridgeport. Yep. So 481 north, heading north. Yeah, going northbound. I mean, look at that. You can barely even make out the pavement. It is still coming down pretty good outside. So please be careful. I've seen already a few reports from the Liverpool area of about 5, 6, 7 inches of snowfall. Baldwinsville School District has closed. They've been seeing a lot of the steadiest of the snow. I mean, look how feisty this band is. That's a pretty skinny band too. That's maybe like 4 or 5 miles wide, if that. And it's really focusing on parts of Wayne, northern Cayuga, and right over Baldwinsville in the northwestern corner of Onondaga County. But a lot of us are seeing the snow. So we're on the higher end of this range here for some of you in that northwest corner from Liverpool to Baldwinsville. So please be careful, because a big reason why these roads are the way they are, the temperatures. All right, give yourself the extra time. We're in the teens right now. Salt is not effective when it is this cold. So that's really impacting even a lot of the main roads. Should be a lot better despite snow showers tomorrow, because we'll be above freezing, and that may be the last time we see temperatures that warm for a while. Yeah, yay, sorry.
All right, here we go. Today is...
Our photographer, Anthony, he's been out all morning. I mean, like, our drives in were not great.
It was
at
not
all.
good.
Like, not at all. Even though I had maybe like a solid 2.5 inches at my house, but like the roads were just completely slippery outside.
No plows at that point.
At that point, we hadn't seen anything come through. But also, the temperatures are playing a big role in this. You know, this time yesterday, it was still raining. Sure. And then the temperatures dropped. A lot of that froze over. And so it's icy underneath all the snow that we have. But also, you got teens outside. Salt is not effective when you have temperatures this cold and snowfall rates coming down as hard as they are right now. So much lighter up in Oswego and Palermo, but it's still snowing. But we got this one band that's really been cranking here just north of Wolcott, going right across Red Creek, Victory, Lysander. Baldwinsville is one of the districts that is closed. You got a pretty decent band right on top of the village there. And this extends over into like Salina, Mattydale. So please be careful as you're heading out the door. Cortland's also been seeing some heavier snow. So watching out for a lot of those regions. Some of you, especially in like Liverpool, Baldwinsville, you're probably at or even exceeded 8 inches at this point. Now the snow, it's still coming down. It's going to be coming down for the next couple of hours. As we get closer towards lunchtime, things will weaken a bit because the wind is going to shift. So that'll help kind of bring an end to the lake effect. But then we'll get ready for another round of some light snow this evening. I'll have your timing with the timecast on that coming up in a few minutes.
Southbound 81, just south of the way station. 20 and 40 vehicles involved. Southbound and northbound lanes are both shut down at this time.
A sudden burst of snow turns I-81 into a junkyard of mangled metal from cars, pickups, and big rigs after 36 vehicles are caught in this chain reaction crash in Lafayette. Now, if you need to take 81 in either direction between Lafayette and Tully, everything should be clear for you this morning, but it was a much different story yesterday when this highway was shut down for hours because of a large pileup involving 37 vehicles. The crash happening a little before 2:30 in the afternoon around the way station on the southbound side of the highway. 7 people were taken to hospitals across the region. We are told 2 people have serious injuries, but they are expected to recover. The cause of this crash is said to be weather related. You'll want to be careful on the roads this morning. It was a slippery ride in for Kate and I on our way into work. Our photographer, Anthony Vecchio, on 481 now. He is heading to a report of a rollover near Sewell Road. You will want to give yourself some extra time on the roads this morning as the snow is coming down and the plows are out. Save some extra room for them as well. If you haven't done so already, make sure you download the Storm Team app so you're always weather aware. You can scan that QR code on your screen right now, or you can find it in the App Store and Google Play. Turning to today's top story, and a groundbreaking
Storm Team Alert, certified as Central New York's most accurate.
All right, good morning, everybody. A very, very slick and sloppy commute. So we are coming up on 481 where there is a reported accident on 481 South in Clay, kind of over where the Morgan Road Bridge overpass is. So please be careful as you're heading out the door. That's the best we've seen, actually, the roads. We can see a decent amount of pavement there as we're looking at 481 South, but a lot of that hard snowpack, snow going on, freshly plowed roads will be in decent shape, but this snow is coming down at a very, very decent pace for some of you in the northern suburbs. Up in the Tug Hill, a lot of the snow has really fizzled out here in the last little bit. Still some lighter snow showers from Palermo to Fulton, but this band in particular has been very productive in the last hour in northern Wayne County, extending right across into northern Cayuga County, just north of Cato, right through Baldwinsville, kind of right on top of the village. Some very steady snow. Yeah, that accident is like roughly right around here, and so you can see that's where it is coming down very, very good right now with snowfall rates about a ½ inch to even maybe up to 1 inch per hour. So just be careful as you're heading out the door. Even some steadier snow in Moravia down towards Cortland. A lot of slippery roads. We're getting reports on the websites for the 911 of some accidents and some people kind of going off the road. So please be careful. These roads are very slick and sloppy because of how cold it is. The salt is not effective and the snow's been coming down at a very decent pace. Some of you are already at that high end of that 4 to 8 inch mark, and so you'll see an additional couple of inches before things will wrap up midday. The temperatures are not helping. It's cold. It's in the teens. Salt is not effective when it's this cold, and then when you're outside shoveling and snow blowing, layers, because it feels like single digits and close to 0 degrees. Some of you may be even feeling like it is sub-zero outside. The wind is a big, big factor for us. So the wind, obviously very favorable for the lake effect this morning. What's happening later today, we have a warm front coming at us, which is making the wind shift to the southeast. Do we have a lake southeast of us? No. So that's why the lake effect ends. The wind direction is coming from the opposite direction, and that's where we'll catch our little bit of a break from the snow for at least a window in this afternoon and evening. More snow showers expected tonight and tomorrow. We've got another system moving by Saturday evening, followed by some colder air for your Sunday. So let's take you through in this timecast because we are going to continue this band of some heavy lake effect snow through about 8, 9, 10 o'clock this morning before things will kind of finally wind down here around lunchtime. Then this afternoon features some quieter weather. You can see our wind has shifted to the east. The lake effect's done, but here's our warm front giving us some scattered snow showers, pretty light, only a quick coating to 1 inch or 2 when you wake up tomorrow morning. During the day tomorrow, though, we'll be dealing with these scattered snow showers. Not that much of an impact on the roads because we're in the mid-30s. We're above freezing. That's good. And we got one more push, this little burst of snow right here. Saturday night, that's bringing in some colder air for Sunday. We'll be left with a little bit of lake effect, a good southwest wind. So Tug Hill, Watertown, North Country, best chance of seeing that snow for your Sunday. As far as forecast snowfall tonight through tomorrow morning, again, a quick coating to maybe 1 inch in the higher elevations. Higher terrain will tack on a couple more inches by tomorrow night. That colder air coming on Thursday is just the beginning. We'll have another round of some very cold air on Tuesday, and that could spark off some heavy lake effect north of us on Tuesday. So we're going to watch for that day for potential more snowy weather.
Great.
January continues.
Here we go. Well, today is composer Lin-Manuel Miranda's birthday. So for our question of the day, we are asking what between Lafayette and Tully. Everything should be all clear for you this morning, but it was a much different story yesterday when the highway was shut down for hours because of a large pileup involving 37 vehicles. The crash happening a little before 2:30 in the afternoon around the way station on the southbound side of the highway. 7 people were taken to the hospital. The crash is said to be weather related. You'll want to take it slow on the roads this morning. 50 school districts are already on 2-hour delays this morning. We're also tracking a couple of school closures. Slick roads out there. Kate, will they get any better throughout this morning?
Well, between now and about 8 or 9 o'clock, we're pretty much in the thick of it. But as we get closer towards lunchtime, that's when things will start to kind of ease up a little bit. And the second half of our day is not looking too bad, just pretty cold. But on the radar, we still have some snow hanging on in parts of Oswego County. This band right here, though, it's very skinny. This right here, that's only 3 miles. That's it. That is the beauty of lake effect, where you can have such a stark difference in such a short distance. That's what makes lake effect so difficult as well. But it is parked right on top of Baldwinsville. That's where we've seen totals on the higher end of things. I've already heard reports of 7-8 inches of snowfall from Liverpool to Baldwinsville. Baldwinsville is one of the districts that is closed, so 4-day weekend for those kids. And then we have that spray extending over Syracuse, our eastern suburbs down to the south. Cortland area has been seeing some decent snowfall this morning as well, so please be careful heading out the door. There's what it looks like live in Beeville over Route 31 from the Cat v Skynet 9 camera. Got a little bit more snow happening tonight. Tomorrow, scattered snow showers. It's cold on Sunday, but that's nothing compared to Tuesday with high of only 15. That is it. And so after tomorrow, it's going to be really tough for us to get temperatures above freezing through the end of the month with the pattern we're about to get in.
I am cold thinking about it.
Yep.
Thank you so much for joining us. Big day today. Keep watching News Channel 9. You can join us for the morning news at 7 o'clock on WSYR+. Download it right now for free. Available on Roku, Fire, and Apple TV. Have a good day.